Very first thing you need to do, go to loom.com and click Get Loom for free in the top right hand corner. The easiest way to sign up is to use your school Google account. So it'll pop up, sign up with Google, and then you just sign in as you would be normally signing into your Google account. So if I just do Tom at support, don't think I've used this one before. So you sign in. So you sign in. Obviously, if you want to read the full privacy policy, you're more than welcome. So agree to the policy. You don't have to do this now, by the way. Like I said, I'll publish this recording later so you can kind of follow it back. But you sign in, it'll ask you what you're going to use Loom for. So if you say as a teacher, and then continue, it'll ask you to create a workspace name. Workspaces, essentially, you just need the one, really. Let's just call it Tom's Workspace. You can create a logo. Workspaces are there if you're part of a team and you want, kind of like where you share folders in Google Drive, and you'll say, I want this folder to be for these members of staff. So you could have like Tom's Science Workspace if you wanted to invite other members of a science department, or you could have Tom's Year 3 Workspace and invite other Year 3 teachers and TAs and things like that. You don't have to customize things like workspaces. You can just have one. I tend to just have one workspace, and I'd maybe put things into folders, but it'll all become clear in a second. So just give it a name, give your workspace a name, and create it. And that should be it. Should just take us to, oh, we don't need to invite anybody. Let's say not now. Right, so this page is important. So just before you get to your actual workspace, it gives you the option to download the Loom app or the Chrome extension. The easiest way, in my opinion, is to use the Chrome extension, especially because a few of you will be using Chromebooks to do this. The only real benefit to using the desktop app that you download and install on like a Windows computer or a Mac is that it's slightly, I wouldn't say easier, but there's less things that you have to have open. So if you're going to record something like, if you're a music teacher and you've got Sibelius, which is installed on your computer, and you want to record yourself using Sibelius, or maybe you want to record yourself using an offline version of PowerPoint, then having the desktop app means that you don't need to also open Chrome to record what you're doing. But I would imagine that if you're using Google, so if you're using Google Drive, using Sheets and Slides, and you're using Chrome as a browser, this is the easiest way, in my opinion, to use Loom. So all you would do is click on Install Extension. If I click on Install Extension, what it's going to do is take me to the Chrome store. Now I'm going to get a message here that I can't add extensions because I'm using a private browsing window. But this blue button here will say Add to Chrome. Now if you've already gone through the sign up process, you can just go to Google and type in Loom for Chrome. And the top result is going to take you to the Loom extension for you to add, and I'll explain extensions in a second. But when you type it in, it'll say add rather than remove. I've already got it. So you click on add to Chrome. It'll maybe give you one or two pop-ups. You just accept the pop-ups, and what it'll do is, if I can close all of this down, so you get this little purple icon at the top. Now, if it isn't there immediately, there's this little jigsaw piece. So once you've gone to Loom for Chrome, you click add to Chrome. These are extensions. Extensions basically are ways to add functionality to Chrome as a web browser. So I've got a couple in here. Grammarly, which is a spell check and grammar checker, essentially, that follows you across Google Docs or emails or anywhere you type anything. I've got a couple of other things on here. So Read and Write for Chrome, which is kind of a way to record audio messages. Talk and Comment is another one of those. And somewhere here, they've got Loom for Chrome is there. Oops, sorry, just clicked on that, I didn't mean to. So if I go to my jigsaw piece, Loom for Chrome, if it's not up here on this list, it means that it's not pinned. So you can just click on this little pin icon, and it'll either remove or add the Loom icon up here. So what you're looking for is basically having that little purple icon at the top up there. Once it's there, that means that you've done the hard bit. You've signed up, you've added Loom to your browser, and you'll never need to do any of those bits again. Once you've done the sign up process and you've added the extension, you're all ready to go. If anybody gets stuck, so if after this you go away and you try and sign up and you can't install the extension, or you forget what I mean, then you've all got my contact details. It was in the email. I think most of you have got it anyway. Drop me an email. I'm happy to walk you through this step again if you need to. Before we get into using Loom and how it actually works, you will be, when you sign up, you'll get a 14-day trial of the Loom Pro kind of package. As teachers, though, you can get the Pro version for free. In the link, in the email that I sent you that's got the Google Meet links, at the bottom it says about Loom, and there's a link there for a form. You can get to the form by going to, let me just think, do I need to be, I think I can just do it without being signed in. So if you go to the loom.com page, click on pricing, and then it'll say teacher or student trial Loom for education plan. Click learn more, and then it'll say verify your education account. I just cut out those steps by giving you the link to this button. When you click on verify education account, you just answer the questions. What school are you in? If it asks you for your school website or your school domain, use the bit that comes after the @ in your email address. And then, yeah, once they look at it, it normally takes a couple of days. But if you do it soon, kind of a couple of days after you've signed up, you'll never kind of lapse out of your Pro version. The main benefit of the Pro version of Loom is that you can have unlimited recordings, and they can be, I think, up to 45 minutes long. If your Pro version expires and you haven't gone to the education version, you'll have a 5-minute limit on your video recordings. Which might be okay, but also you don't want to be kind of constrained by that. So it's free. Go and sign up and make sure you just go to the education version. I think as well, we'll have a look later, I think if you go to loom.com and you're not on the education version, there's a little button at the top that says upgrade, and you can get to the link that way as well. So now that we've got Loom installed, let's say that I want to record myself delivering a presentation. So I've got this Google Slides open. Here I've got a Google Meet presentation in Google Slides that I want to share. So if I want to deliver this to my class or to a group of people, and I don't just want to send them the presentation, I want to deliver it, I've opened up the presentation and I'm ready to actually present this. So what I do is with the Loom icon in the top corner here, you click on that. You may get an option in here that you need to sign in. So it will look very similar to that page that said sign up with Google. You'll have sign up with Google, sign up with Apple. Just sign in now to the account that you use to set Loom up, so your school account. And when you've done that, this is the page that you'll have. Let's go through all of the options. So it lets me record my screen and webcam. So my webcam's on the corner here, and it's also going to record what's on my screen. If I didn't want my camera down the bottom, I can click the drop down and go to screen only. So then it just shows a logo down there and it doesn't record my webcam. Or if I wanted the opposite and just wanted to record my webcam, you can click on camera only. Someone earlier was saying about doing yoga lessons. If you wanted to just record your camera to do like a pre-recorded lesson, you could use Loom and just do camera only. You could just use your phone. In some cases, people have said, if they want to record just a message to the class, can they use Loom? It's handy because you don't have to worry about, like we said earlier, recording a video and then uploading that video somewhere, like YouTube or to Classroom or something like that. So it is useful if you just want yourself on camera. You can use Loom to do that. But the primary use is to have screen and webcam, so we can record what we're seeing and yourself on camera down here. You get the choice to record your full desktop, which is what I'm sharing now. So I'm showing everything on my screen. I'm doing that because I'm switching between web browsers, I'm doing things on different windows, and I want you to see everything that I'm doing. In this case, because I'm just going to show a presentation and I don't want everything else, I have kind of a minute before I start, I'll go and close anything that's vaguely kind of confidential. So I'll make sure my emails are closed, my calendar, things like that. So I'm going to choose current tab because I'm just going to record this presentation. This little wavy bar shows that your microphone's working. So that's handy. You know that that's working. Underneath them, we've got the option of what input methods you're using. If you're just sat in front of your laptop and you're using the built-in microphone and the built-in speakers, then that's fine. Leave it like this. Just to have slightly better audio quality, and because I've got a 4-year-old who's playing kind of in the next room or downstairs, I use headphones for recording. So you can drop down and choose between the different headphones, so either plugged in or Bluetooth headphones. Same with the webcam. So I've got a webcam, or I've got an external webcam that's slightly better quality. So switch between what webcam you want to use if you've got more than one. The advanced options, you won't usually use them. The one big thing to note is quite a few schools have had issues, whether it's on Google Meet or using things like Loom, where they're trying to share a video, like a YouTube video, but the audio doesn't come through properly. I think, Becky, I saw you on here earlier. You had this issue a week or so ago, I think, on Google Meet. Or it might have been Loom. But one of the things to make sure is it works best if you're going to share something with audio, is to choose current tab and record on a tab basis, not your full desktop. And then make sure that in advanced options, it will be turned on by default, but make sure it's still turned on, is to include the tab audio. Otherwise, what can happen is the only way that it can record audio is by recording the sound that comes out of your speakers. So what happens then is you get quite bad quality audio because your microphone is only picking up what comes out of the speakers. So including the tab audio records it directly from within the computer, which is just much better sound quality. You won't need many of these really to change it. A flip camera just moves your camera to the other side. It looks more natural if you have it flipped. You raise your right hand and your right hand actually goes up. And yeah, don't worry about these. The only thing to note really is the tab audio to make sure that's turned on. So for the most part, if you want to record, you can click the Loom icon, choose whether you're recording your screen and your camera, current tab, and just hit the big red button. The settings are there if you have an issue, but most of the time you'll click on Loom and hit start recording. So let's do that. Let's hit start recording on this current tab. And you get this 3, 2, 1 countdown. And now we're recording. So you can see the time is clicking up. If you have lapsed with the trial, this will be counting down from 5 minutes. So bear that in mind. If it's going the other way, this is going up because there's no limit to how long I can record. So if I want to record this presentation, let's click on present. I'm taxing my computer a little bit, the amount of things I've got running. So it's a little bit jerky. There we go. So I can walk through this presentation. This is a presentation about Google Meet. This is breaking down all the different controls and menus that you've got, and you walk through the presentation just like you would talk through it. And let's say, for example, that right now the doorbell rings. I'm the only one at home. The doorbell is going, or I haven't got a dog, but let's say a dog is barking. Don't worry about pausing the video. I think you're better off, by the time something's happened that makes you want to pause a video, you're going to have to edit something out anyway, whether it's somebody walking in the room or dogs barking or something like that. So you can pause it. You can come down the bottom, you think, right, I'm going to go and answer the door, I'm going to pause the video. But just be mindful, make sure you restart it again when you come back to the room. You don't want to do another 5 minutes of recording and find you didn't restart the recording. So if I get up now, go and answer the door, see the postman, whatever, and come back, I just say, right, okay, where was I? Let's just go back. I'm talking about host controls, so if I don't remember where I was, let's start from the beginning, because editing all of this out is really easy later. So just keep going, carry on with the presentation, get through. I do want to show you at the end now. I popped in just a random YouTube video that should be here. There you go, sorry, it's just taking. So even if you've got a YouTube video in your presentation, you can play it as part of the video as well. If you go full screen with a video, if you're playing a video and you're recording it in Loom and you go full screen, it will get rid of your webcam in the bottom corner. So let's just click on the tick. Let's say that recording is done. Press the tick down the bottom. Close some of my tabs. There we go. So when you click the tick, it automatically then takes you to your Loom workspace page. So when we said earlier, I said it was Tom Looms' workspace. This is one of the videos in your workspace. So you don't need to do anything else. It's done it. It's done the process of putting that video together, and it's hosted it on a site for you. If it's perfect, if you're one of those people who can magically do a perfect video straight out of the box with no need for editing, you can just click copy video link and paste this wherever you want, be it in Classroom or Seesaw or Class Dojo. You can just copy the video link and then go and paste it somewhere else, and anyone can view it. But chances are, if you're anything like me, there's going to be little bits that you want to cut out. On the right-hand side, we've got this option for trim video with a pair of scissors. If I click on trim video, so at the beginning, you got me talking for a little bit until I actually start the presentation. So I'm going to let me mute the video because we don't want that playing back as well. I'm going to play the video back. And I'd watch it and I'd say, right, where is the part where I actually start the presentation? So I can skip along a bit at the bottom. So here is almost it. I'm just keeping an eye on the time at the bottom. So I'm keeping an eye at the bottom. This is pretty much where I want to start. So the first 28 seconds is me just explaining the start recording buttons and things at the bottom. So I don't want the first 28 seconds of this recording. So all I do is I click on start trimming, and it will start me at the 28-second mark there, but I don't want to cut this bit out. I want the bit in front of it cut out. So I drag this kind of flag back to there, and then I make sure that this end, yeah, that's at the 28-second mark. So this red part here is a bit that I don't want. So to adjust it, you just click and drag on those little flags, either the beginning or the end. You can play it back. So if I click play now, it's going to play the video from this point. If it's not quite right, I can go and adjust it slightly left or right. And then when I'm ready, I think, yeah, that's the bit I don't want. I click on remove. And then I said about if someone knocks the door or something like that, it's around about here it was. I'm not going to worry. If I turn the audio on, it can sound horrendous over headphones and things like that. So you play it back, find the bit. Right, here we go. Door knocked at 1 minute and 4 seconds. I don't want this bit. Click start trimming again, and it's going to drop another red marker in. And then all I do is kind of think, right, let's play it back from kind of here. It's going to jump to the other side of that red bar, and then I can decide, right, where's the end point. So okay, yeah, I came back and I started again just there, for example. And I can keep playing it back and listening to where I start again, and then click remove. And you can do this as many times as you want. So all of these red bars will be bits that you cut out. Again, if there's a bit at the end that you don't want, if you were kind of moving your mouse and, oh, where's the stop button on Loom? Just click start trimming again, and then let's just move it and get rid of the last portion of the video, for example. So let's say I don't want that bit, I can remove that as well. So then the whole thing should play a bit better, especially if you haven't got dogs barking and things in the middle. When you're done and you're happy with that, you can play it back to play the whole thing, publish changes, give it a little bit. You'll get a little dog with a construction hat while it works through the kind of editing portion. Take a little bit. So while that's working away, so we've got 40 seconds left, the title that it's going to give to your video is essentially the name of your tab. So the tab that I was recording was called Google Meet Options Explained, and it was in Google Slides. So that's what it gives as the title to your video. If that's not what you want, you can change the title. So let's just go ahead and do that. Let's wait for the video just to finish processing. Very long, 0 seconds. I think I should be able to change it now. Yeah, if I click on the title, let's get rid of, I don't need the Google Slides bit. So I'm just going to call my video Google Meet Options Explained. Come up with something slightly more imaginative if you want to. And there we go. That's the processed video. So it's done. All those trims have been taken care of. And we've changed the title down here. And finally, there's this option that you've got of call to action. So if there's something in your video that you want the kids maybe to watch the video and then go and do something, you can click this call to action button. And let's say, let's just make it nice and simple. Or I want the button text to say Google Meet, and I want the link that button goes to to be meet.google.com. So that means that people can watch this video about all the new kind of features in Google Meet, and then there's a button that appears at the end they can click on, which will take them to the Google Meet homepage. If you were doing a video about the water cycle, you could be walking through a presentation about the water cycle, and then you could include a link to another YouTube video or a link to a quiz or something like that at the end. So if you made a Google Forms quiz, you could say something like, click here for quiz. Ooh, spell it correctly, quiz. And then you could put a link to your Google Form quiz in the end, so the kids can just watch the video and click there to go to the quiz. You can do things like change the color, play around with the font, things like that, make it a rounded button if you want. If I click save, that button, when I play the video back, is going to appear in the top right corner. So it's going to appear up here throughout the video, and then right at the end, when I've played the very end, it's going to basically move the button to the middle. It just puts it front and center when you finish the presentation. So my internet connection appears a little bit slow, but if you put a call to action button, it'll appear at the top throughout the whole video, and then we'll come to the middle at the end. So you can just tell the kids, go to the button in the middle to take a quiz, for example. So yeah, when you're done, we've finished the video now. Copy the video link, which would be the same as the one it was earlier. It stays the same all the time. And then go over to Classroom, like I said, or Class Dojo, wherever you want, and paste that in. I should have, if you want me to demo it, because we haven't taken that long to get to this point. So if I have a look, if I've got a demo class, this one will do. So if you wanted to share this with your class, I could click on, either put it as part of an assignment, or if I click on announce something to your class, I could say, please watch this video about Google Meet. Click on add, choose link, and then I just press Control and V to paste that in there and click on add link. Because by clicking that button there, that does the same as right click and copy, or Control and C, and then Control and V just pastes it in here. It says Google Meet options explained. When I post that, it's just going to look like this. So it says, please watch this video about Google Meet. When the kids click on it, what I need to do is let me open a window where I'm not logged in. So if I follow this link as a pupil, it's going to take me straight to this page, and I can just click play, and it plays a video. And there's the little click here for quiz button that I put in the top. Obviously, it's going to take me to Google Meet because that's what link I put in. Comments down here, you can turn the comments off. I'll show you that in a second. You may not want the kids commenting in a semi-public forum about your video, so it's probably a good idea to turn that off. But there's no issues with sharing this anywhere. You don't need to worry about hosting it on YouTube or anything. Just click that link and it takes you straight to the video. With regards to comments, if you want to turn them off, let's go back to Loom, video preferences, and then you can turn comments off there. So just under this, just above trim video, video preferences, turn the comments off. It's probably a good idea. Otherwise, you'll get the kids posting all sorts on there, and you won't know to look there necessarily. If people put comments in Classroom, then you'll probably spot them. But if they put something maybe inappropriate on comments in Loom, you may not notice that they've even done it. So I would turn the comments off and then save, so the kids can't comment on the video. And I got one view, which is me. With the workspace, so at the beginning, if you remember, it asked us to set up a workspace. Now, you've recorded this video, and let's say we've closed Loom, we've gone to do something else, and you come back and think, oh, where are my videos? I didn't have chance to share it earlier. So if you just go to loom.com, once you've signed up, it should take you to your personal library, so your workspace. And here's the video that we just did, this Google Meet video. I've got a couple of folders here, because after you've recorded 10, 20 short clips, you're going to have lots of videos all kind of piled up here. So you can click on New Folder, and call it training or literacy or numeracy, whatever you want to call it. And then come down to your videos, click on the three dots, move, and then move it into whatever folder you want then. So it just lets you organize your videos. So I think that is pretty much it for how you use Loom in general. I'll post a recording of this video if people want to go back over things. If you think, oh, I know he said something, but you can't remember what it was, or you can't remember how to do something. So I hope it showed a few of you how to use Loom and you learned something. We've been going for just over half an hour, so if anyone's got any questions, then by all means hang around and we'll do a little Q&A if you want to. Or if you're happy, if that's all you needed, then thanks for coming. And if you come into any of the other sessions this week or next week, I'll see you then.